Thank God for that.
Right? Only a little bit
AI,
better
it's
about
the
that.
future.
Yeah, right.
Amazon didn't take long to start fucking blasting me messages about a new electrical box. I searched on it literally like 15 minutes ago for a thin electrical box for our outside barbecue. Already getting advertisements.
Of course.
Amazing. Let me get into the show notes. That would probably be helpful.
Okay. Probably ought to, yes.
Come on. All right, Robin, you can start whenever you're ready. I'm good.
We're ready?
Yeah, I think so.
As will ever be.
Some would say.
Yes. Mana.
Da, 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 da.
Dun, 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 dun. Anyway.
We're live.
Dun, 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 dun. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's do this.
Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all are listening to the Overseas Connection podcast.
Shut up and sit down.
Here we go!
Would you kindly? I think we're just getting started. Medic! I'm a witcher.
I think this is more than you can handle.
He sits on his ass all day.
Let's do this.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to episode 790 of the Overseas Connection podcast. Today is June 23rd, 2024, and the world is on fire. But it's just another show. So there we go. We're a video game show. If you're not familiar with us, we talk about video games. We talk about life. It's our shtick. But we can buy beer, and most importantly, we take pride in that, even if sometimes we do buy shit beer. On the show today, Robin Tate.
I'm drinking some shit beer right now. Hey.
What is the shit beer of choice, Robin?
No, my son bought it. It's already in the bin. Saint Omer. It's from Saint Omerland. I have no idea.
Saint Omerland, okay.
It was in the fridge.
All right. We already have our first recommendation of the day. Avoid Saint Omer and their beer.
Right. It's cold and it's warm here. I mean, yesterday it was freezing. Today it's roasting. Look at my head. It's like
you look like you're on fire.
I was out
Definitely got some color there.
So I watched the Formula One outside today, and then we took the very large car up to an ice cream parlor with the kids with the roof down. And
nice.
Yeah, just you take the sun while you can here, because tomorrow it'll probably be cold again.
Not according to the latest news reports. It's there to stay, and you guys are going to turn into ash anytime now.
Yeah, that's the weather reports for the south of England. That's the only weather reports that they really care about, but they don't particularly care about north of England or Scotland or Northern Ireland. We're just, it's going to be fantastic, but Northern Ireland will be wet. Then that's it.
I mean, I will say, Kim and I did get a lot of laughs out of the reports coming out of, England bracing for these heat waves, and we're looking at the temperatures. We're like, wow, that seems really nice.
Normal day.
I'd go for that.
Right.
Speaking of Kim Woods on the show. Kim.
I am, yeah. It's actually rather nice today, and the humidity is actually down, but my air conditioner is still on because I turned it on yesterday because the temperature was way up there and the humidity was bad. And you know how it is when you turn the air conditioner on, you kind of start a vicious cycle because you want to turn it off, but then you think, well, what if it's hot tomorrow? Then you got to start all that over again. So yeah. So anyway, that's me. I'm happy to be here, and my air conditioner is on. So there you go.
Well, there we go.
Yep.
I got nothing to say other than I'm glad to have you on the show. Hey, it's hot, not humid, but hot.
Hot.
Yeah, we're gonna hit
hot.
102 today.
Wow.
So it's gonna be toasty. It was worse yesterday. In fact, well, we'll get into that. We'll get into that shortly. We'll talk all about that. In the meantime, Just covering the groundwork. Like, subscribe, do the social media stuff. If you're watching live, great. If you're not, you're watching this maybe on Spotify or some other audio podcast app that you have. Give us a like if you can. Help us propagate ourselves and spread our seed outward. We're on Twitch. We're on YouTube. No? Anybody? You didn't see that meme on Twitter, huh? No. You just got to and put it on that.
Yeah.
There we go. We're going to celebrate a birthday real fast. Jim Martin.
Oh, yeah. Yesterday.
Happy birthday, Jim.
Happy birthday to you.
Excellent stuff.
Yes, indeed. All right. Without further ado, by the way, we do have a Discord channel.
Oh, yeah.
Join it. You can leave us questions in the Discord, like nobody did this week. I think
questions.
Maybe they did.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't pay attention. That's how much it's the future. Take that, Mark.
Yeah.
All right, Robin.
Yeah.
Roll some show tune story time stuff.
Hooray, it's story time. Hooray, it's story time. I'm so glad to be with you today.
71 degrees here today.
71. That's pleasant.
Nice.
That is perfect weather in my book.
Toasty. Lovely.
No, that's borderline cold, Robin. That is perfect weather though.
Here. There'll be wee white milk.
That's perfect weather to go on a run, to go biking.
There'll be little white
Video
milk
games.
bottles with shorts and crop tops on, walking around the streets of Belfast today. Oh, wee milk bottles, no suntan lotion. And tonight there'll be wee strawberries. All right there, man. Red roasted today.
Okay. Well, Robin, it's been a while.
A couple of weeks.
A hot minute.
What's
been going on with you?
Well, last weekend I'd hoped to be here, but Judith was in Italy. She decided that her and her two sisters and her cousin would go out to Italy for 5 days. And they went out to Lake Garda. We are going there in a few weeks' time for a wedding. So they went out and they had a long girly weekend. Now, the difference between our Las Vegas trip, Greg, right, and this was
a lack of hookers and blow.
She went on she left at maybe she had hookers and blow. She left in the early hours of Saturday morning and she got back on the early hours like 5 a.m. on Thursday morning. So that's Saturday night, Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night, and Wednesday. That's 5 full nights with a house load of kids, deliveries, home deliveries, trying to fit everything else in. It was on the borderline of just being too long. It was too long.
Okay.
And I was tired. She had a great time, came home tired, slap it up her. But I think that they had a good old time there, and I'll not.
I'm sure she had a lovely time. Did she shoot any guns? Did she go racing?
No, they ate gelato, pasta, and lay around the place and giggled like 16-year-olds probably. I'm quite sure it's within. Or they probably went to strip clubs and and done blow. I don't know.
What happens in Italy?
I just can't imagine it. So all been tired a bit this week, and again a very busy week. We have builders here at the moment, so our house is now completely naked. It has its outside render all off. It's been but the dust is just everywhere. So now over the next few weeks it'll all be redone with all new brickwork and all new it'll all happen, and there's new front doors going in, and you know the doors are £5,000 friggin' pound just for the door alone.
Doors are crazy.
Wow.
It's crazy how expensive like a good quality door is. I mean, you can get a cheap door.
Yeah, well,
but those are the doors that you put a screw into it and you suddenly realize
we have windows to this left and right and a window at the top, and that's wooden. And the way a lot of people go is like a PVC, UPVC, that white plastic. This stuff here is some other thing which is like solid plastic, or I don't know. It's the whole go at the moment. So anyway, that's ordered. So they take about 4 weeks. They go in and then everything. Well, hopefully by the end of the summer it'll all look lovely. But that's a pain in the butt. It's costing a lot of money. So last Saturday, my son Joshua came in and said, I don't know. We didn't talk about this anyway. that he had won a trip.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. And apart from that, he has booked all his flights and everything to the Star Wars convention in Tokyo next year. So that's all booked in and done and dusted. So he's going to Tokyo.
Was this part of the one trip, or
no? But this year he had entered a competition, and he had won a competition to go to the Formula One at Silverstone in 2 weeks' time. VIP, the whole lot, flights, hotels, all your drink, all your food, marquees, stars, the discos, the night entertainment, grandstand seats at a fantastic spot.
May I ask some simple questions real fast, Robin? And these are the important questions as it relates to you. One, is it just for one person, or does he get to bring a guest?
No, it was for two people. So at lunchtime, he told us about this. And I know, that's fantastic, son. Great stuff. I said, I didn't want to go like, who are you going to bring? And,
Right.
And, hint, nudge, nudge.
I said, well, yeah, I don't know. I'm maybe a friend in work, and we would do a few things and all bits and pieces. So that was so through the afternoon. I'm going to Judith. Just for God's sake, he has to ask me all the trips I brought him on, all I brought him Germany and EGX and all these different gaming things. All of you has, but I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to ask him and say to him. And
just dropping subtle hints like, son, I've raised you all these years.
Yeah, if
I
he
hope you
brings
appreciate
some bloke from work. Okay, where's that? Now, I looked it up. The people that provide these tickets, the ticket alone, without a hotel or flights from Northern Ireland and all that sort of stuff, the ticket alone is £4,000 sterling.
Wow.
And so then you add on hotels and our flights and all the bits and pieces. So at about 7 o'clock in the evening, I said, Dad, do you want to go? I don't want to. I don't want to put your friend. I don't want to put your friend out of it. So not this Friday, but next Friday. I think it's the 9th. I think it is. We are off to Silverstone. I have never been to Formula One, and what a way to go! VIP all the way, Vivi. So it's going to be fantastic. I'm so looking forward to it. So that's. I'm excited for you. That's coming. That's coming.
Nice.
I other stuff that I've done. I bought a new DSLR camera not for photographs, but for video footage. Because I've been all the videos I shoot of me and doing stuff. It's all with my phone. So I thought so I've invested in a really good Canon DSLR, and I went to pick it up. I got it yesterday. I've ordered one of those Cricut machines as well, the vinyl cutters and on those. So, because there's some stuff that we need to personalize quickly. So if I had a print like this, and I would have the original print of this, I can press it quickly. But if somebody wanted to add their name, I can cut out some vinyl and have it printed there as well to personalize. So I've ordered one of those. That'll arrive this week. And then when I was picking up the camera yesterday, I had a little bit of time to spare, so I went to IKEA. I had an hour to spare, and I thought, no, I'll go down to IKEA, and that'll be a great idea. And
IKEA, I just nickname it now. The new name for IKEA is Some Assembly Required.
Yes. Oh, I don't mind this. It is like big Lego, and
it is big Lego, but sometimes. It's big Lego. It's a pain in the ass, big Lego. And everything's, I don't know why, everything is heavy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because they use this really dense particle board. I'm sure that's the case. But
let me just grab a display source here.
But it seems like it lasts a really long time, though, because I've got a nightstand that I built years ago, and it's still sturdy. So.
Yeah, it's quality.
Here we go.
Can't fault them for that.
Okay, so I shall put this up here, and hopefully if you can see the video now. So because I had an hour to spare, I took the min bin, and I thought, I'll just go down to IKEA, it'll be fine. So we got to IKEA. I don't know if can you see that now?
I do.
Yeah.
And these things were a bit long.
Just a little bit,
yeah. So I had this thing. It's a 6 foot long, sticking out. Thank God it was a soft top because it was. I got some strange looks going up the motorway.
Robin,
bad.
it's so funny. I had to do the same thing back in the day when I had my Mustang. Still, it was a convertible Mustang, and I ended up buying something that was way too long. Same thing, sticking out like a big wing out of the back, and it makes you a little bit nervous when you start getting up to speed because you feel the wind pushing down on it.
Well, it wasn't that. So today's a beautiful day. So halfway up the motorway, it started to rain. So I'm driving like the clappers. So I'm driving along, happy as Larry. I actually caught myself going up the motorway smiling at how ridiculous it is and how wonderful my life is at this moment in time that I've been doing this. So so I got due some stuff for the office and another thing for in here. So and that's it. That's about it. I mean, lots going on but yeah, I've been in Judith and Italy. Looking forward to Silverstone. Builders stuff going on and new toys coming. It's cool. It's cool.
Robin,
Awesome.
I just need to ask this question
Yeah.
because it's been a theme apparently of late. But any dental problems?
No, not whatsoever. Oh well, we've changed
we'll move on to
dentists.
Kim.
I'm going to a new dentist. We've changed dentists seemingly, so I've got a dentist appointment in August.
I am in the process of changing dentists as well. So
And he'll probably say, "Well, yeah, there's an exploded tooth at the back there." I said, "Yeah."
I'm going to laugh if my dentist looks at me and says, we should do this procedure. It's going to cost $700.
Yeah, well, I'm going to get that because I do have an exploded tooth at the back, but I live with it, and it's not sore. And I have one at the bottom at the back here, and a big chunk out of it too at the back. I
loved my old dentist. My old dentist would just say, "Hey, if it bothers you, we can address it. But if it doesn't bother you,
Right.
They
Let it go.
had packed it out with all the metal or something or other. I don't know. And it came out and it wasn't. It's never been sore. It's never bothered me. It's a bit rough when I put my tongue in the back of it, but I'm all right. Yeah, I mean, I'm not giving any bloody blowjob, so it's nobody's getting their willy caught in my mouth or anything out there. I mean, I'm not imagine getting snagged. I'm snagged on the sharp tooth. Pardon. What?
you sounded just like that kid when you're in Vegas.
Oh, bad.
Anyway, so that's me.
Kim,
Oh my god.
what's going on with you?
Well, all right. Since we're already on the subject of dentists and all that, this past week, and you guys kind of know this, we went to Columbia, which is 2.5 hours away from where I live, to my sister's
Columbia?
dentist appointment. She was having
Drug dealer?
Yeah, Columbia. Yeah. So, but she was having a major procedure done because, see, she's always had bad teeth, even when she was a little kid. I think it's genetics. Plus, on top of that, she's diabetic and she smokes. So none of that's, good for your teeth. So she was going to have them all pulled and have dentures. So that's what we did Thursday. And oh my God, if I never have to sit through one of those things again, I'll be fine. Because I know it was probably traumatic for her because she was the one having her teeth pulled, but something went haywire. And the guy, the dental assistant who was supposed to get her gauze and the ice packs and all that for the ride home, didn't. So she came out in the waiting room crying, upset, bleeding from her mouth because, of course, she just had all her teeth pulled. And oh my God. If my dad could have got up and found the guy and beat the ever-living crap out of him, I think he would have.
Wow.
Not to mention all the other people in the waiting room that were also waiting to probably have some of the same stuff done were probably horrified at this woman coming out crying and bleeding and wondering what the hell was going on and that they have to go back next. So, yeah.
I mean, her pain, I can't imagine. She is going to be very popular down the road if she ever becomes single again.
Oh, yeah. and loses some height. Yeah.
Oh, boy. Oh,
Big
yeah.
ears.
So that was bad for the ride home because, like I said, we had to go 2.5 hours back home. Right. So we had to stop at Walmart, buy her a bunch of gauze and an ice pack. And thankfully, I was smart on the way there and had brought Advil with me because I knew she was going to be hurting because, I'd already had two teeth pulled. So I knew what she was going to be in for, except double that times 22 because that's how many teeth she had pulled.
Yeah.
And, so the ride home for a while until she finally got calm. And I understood why she was upset because the guy handed her like 2 pieces of gauze and was like, here, you can go home now. And, my dentist did a better job than that. She sent me home with an envelope full of gauze so big it would have choked an elephant. But anyway. Once she got that calmed down and we kind of got things taken care of on the way back, she went to sleep and things were fine. Matter of fact, she was mad at me because I didn't wake her up on the way back home to stop and get ice cream somewhere. So I have to give her credit. She handled it really well for the kind of the shitty end of the situation that should have been. But she had to go back the next day to get her, get everything looked at and get her dentures refitted because they sent her home with the dentures too that same day. And she finally told the dentist that this is what happened because he asked her how things went. And she said, well, I'm not real happy about it. And he asked why, of course. So she filled him in. And they ended up loading her up with a bunch of things that normally they would have charged her for. But because the guy was an asshole, they felt bad. So it was funny because I gave her ice packs and gauze. And I'm like, well, it's a little late for that, but okay, right. So there's that. So thankfully, we're done with all that for a while, at least till, what did she say? We have to go back the 2nd of July and do another, like, fitting thing or something. Something about a liner. Yeah.
Don't.
Right? I didn't go back the next day because, I mean, you can imagine we had to be down there at 8 o'clock in the morning. And then we didn't end up getting home till 5:30, 6 o'clock, somewhere in there. So that very next day, I'm like, I can't.
Not sure which thumbnail to use.
Traumatizing, and I'm like, I can't go back. So finally, she found somebody else that would go along with her. So I got spared on that deal. But holy cow, if I have to go through that anytime soon, I'll pass.
Oh, dear.
So that's over with. This week has just been weird anyway. The last, 2 days, Thursday and Friday of this week, it just seemed like if shit could happen, it did. Because early Friday morning, and you guys know the story with the raccoons and my kittens and all that. Well, early Thursday or Friday morning, I heard raccoons out on our front porch, which, okay, for a while I thought, all right, well, that's not surprising. Well, then I heard a kitten cry, and I thought, oh, God, here we go. Well, the only kittens I had out there were kittens that were in the cat house. I'm like, well, they're in the cat house. Never seen the raccoons go near the cat house before, yada, yada. Yeah. Well, Friday morning, one of them had decided they knew there was kittens in. Yep, yeah. They knew there was kittens in the cat house, and I had 3 kittens in there. Well, now I have 1.
Oh, Kim, I'm sorry.
So
this is not a time to say I told you so.
It's not really a safe place. I mean, it's really as a place where death follows you around. I mean, how
kill
many,
the raccoon?
It's like 3 weeks. Can you get past the next 3 weeks maybe without killing anything or having anything killed in the vicinity of Kim?
I don't think she can, Robin.
No,
I think she's officially taken over the role of animal killer for the show. Robin, you have been retired now, and Kim is taking on the duties.
My turn, apparently. But the thing is, I didn't knock the kittens over. A raccoon did, so, it wasn't my fault. But we got to find it. But what about
the raccoons, Kim? What about the raccoons?
Well, there's 4 now that are no longer going to be plaguing me. Let's put it that way. So, nice. I don't know if any one of them were the one. Well, 3 of them obviously weren't the one that killed the kittens because the one that killed the kittens came after. Right. So, anyway.
Okay, now I gotta. There's questions that need to be asked, Kim.
All right. Ask away.
Again, sorry for the kittens. Have you thought of a solution to basically you set up like a. Think of it this way. That cat house became basically a buffet table for the raccoons.
Pretty much, yes.
Smorgasbord.
So what's the solution to the self-service buffet?
All right, well, as of right now, the one surviving kitten, because he's big enough and he's starting to get teeth, so he's going to be weaned soon anyway. So my solution is now he goes in the yurt with the other 10 remaining kittens that I have, because I go out every evening, round them all up, put them in the yurt on my mudroom, and then I don't let them out till the next morning. So then they can run around all day until it's chore time again. Then I go out and round them up. And at least until they get big enough that they can fend for themselves. So I'll be doing this for probably at least another 3 months, probably.
Can you not just give them a gun?
Huh?
Give them a gun.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Arm the kittens.
Yeah, arm the kittens.
I should. I really should. We might be better off. But I don't know. I have to look into another, I guess, long-term solution. I don't know if I'm going to have to build like a little shed that I can usher them into, that the raccoons can't get it. I don't know. I'm going to have to figure out something. Either that
anyway, shout out to Lord in the chat. We're doing exceptionally well. We're listening to Kim and her tales of killing raccoons. with a small braggish dose of Greg, I told you so when it comes to the kitten cat house.
I know. And a lot of people are saying that. I honestly didn't think they would, but They did. So, and don't hate me because I'm, dispatching of the raccoons. I have to do something. I can't let them kill my cats. It's just.
I'm totally okay with this.
But anyway, or like I told my brother, thanks, Lord.
Sorry.
Love you.
Just those Lord's comment. Well played, Lord. Well played.
Right? I know. Anyway, unless some scientist or someone smarter than me can come up with like a raccoon-seeking nuke, that would be nice. But then I have a feeling there'd be like Fallout situations for that one. Maybe that wouldn't be so good. Anyway, in non-raccoon news, I went to yesterday. We had our family reunion, and that was all right. I got to see some family I don't usually see all the time. There was also some family there that. Why is it when you have a family reunion, there are people that are there that you know, but then there's also those strange people that you don't know, but apparently they're some sort of relation. So we had a bit of that.
That happens a lot, especially as you start getting older. Kids marry, they have kids. Right. Those kids marry, and suddenly you're just like,
another possibility here, Greg. I mean, it could be a family party crasher sort of thing,
Could also true.
Right?
It could be, just looking for a free meal. I've actually
heard of that happening. So, or people want to show up because they want free food, so they pretend to be related to you, and you're like, well, I don't know who you are, but maybe you're related to so and so because I haven't met that side of the family, so who knows? But we had a few of that, but it was fun. Everybody had a good time, and after that was over, my horse Bud that I lost here a few months ago, we loaned him out for stud services here. What's it been, a year or two ago? And anyway, my sister-in-law's horse had a little girl here. A few months ago. So we went and saw it because I was missing my horse, and well, she's the closest thing that I got. So I got to go visit her. So, and she definitely acts like her father. So that was kind of nice. She's an asshole too. So, so that was fun. And nothing got killed. So, that was a plus.
Nothing got killed. This is the new barometer for Kim. Nothing died.
I know,
Nothing died.
Nothing died. All right.
All right.
So anyway, that's the story that's my story time. I'm hoping this week, no dentist appointments or anything like that. So maybe I can sit down and watch Godzilla and do some fun stuff before my vacation evaporates and I can't do anything.
Highly recommend Godzilla -1. It is so worth the watch.
How much Fall Guy?
It is on the list.
Fall Guy.
And watch it. If you don't like subtitles, the dubbed version is perfectly fine.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Japan.
What about you, Greg?
Pool time. It's been hotter than shit. Shit's not really. Well, shit can be pretty hot, but it's been hot. It's been in the hundreds all week long. So the pool has been getting use. Our barbecue countertop was installed.
Hold on. What do you mean shit? You have to mean shit can be hot, like sexy. Or are they in temperature?
No, just temperature hot.
So how do you know that? How do you know that your shit is hot?
Do you ever seen, like, on a cold winter's day, an animal poops and...
I don't think you've seen a cold winter's day. Ever.
Robin, it comes out hot out of your body, baby. It's hot.
I know, but, I mean, is there a difference? Is there some of it's hotter at times than other? I mean, as after a curry...
It feels like at times. So you get a lot of hot sauce going, and then when you go... And it feels like it's even hotter.
I'm glad it's not sexy hot. Because if it was sexy hot,
I never said sexy hot.
I just wanted to clarify these points.
There are people that think.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there are people that are into that.
Yeah, that's why I have my bongo pants.
They're probably part of the White House cabinet in the U.S. That's anyway.
I sent that whole box of bongo pants to the White House.
Yes, Lord, Godzilla -1. It's like a must watch. I encourage everybody, watch it. Okay. Robin, you have to watch this.
Okay.
Godzilla -1. All right. So the pool's been getting used. It's been fantastic. We have our solar heat pump now in place. So the pool is sitting right around 85 degrees. Mm-hmm. So it's nice and warm. It's inviting. Just go dive right in. The barbecue countertop got put in place this past week.
Very good.
So that's next week. The plan is for things to actually get finished. So the barbecue will be finished out. The planting of plants will happen. And I'm hoping by July 4th, we're going to be done.
Oh,
and
nice.
so that will be exciting. Can I just say that real fast, though?
Yeah.
It cost us $6,500 to get our countertop fabricated. That was the low bid. We had all of these people, all these different friends were like, oh, you should talk to this person. And one of the guys that was recommended to us that was cheap, his quote was $10,000. I was like, holy shit. So we kind of bluffed our guy and was basically said, "Hey, we got a bid for $6,500. Are you willing to match?" If he said no, I'm not sure what we would have done, but he did. We're good.
Nice, smooth.
And he quoted you 10 grand.
No, 10 grand to fabricate.
But he did it for 6.5.
No. Sorry, this is a different person.
Oh,
different person. Yeah.
Right.
So anyway, we got that done. He was in the mid sevens, and so we got him to come down to 6.5. Watched a movie last night called Code 8.
Okay.
I had started watching this movie a ways back, and it's about people with powers, kind of science fiction-y, but they basically are getting banned by the government because people are fearful of them. And so it's one of those type of movies, but enjoyable. There's a sequel that just came out, apparently, Code 8-2. Great title.
82.
Okay. So I'll give that a watch. I do recommend. And then my last moment of the weekend, if you will, was yesterday. We went to a berry festival. Cindy saw in Amador County. They had a berry festival, so think blackberries, blueberries.
Not Berry Manilow. Okay.
Raspberries, berry Manilow, every berry you could think of. They would have a dessert competition. So it just seemed like it would be fun. Go eat a bunch of stuff that's made with berries. So we get there, and it again, hotter than hell. It's into the hundreds at this point. So very cognizant of Colin. And so we're like, all right, well, we need to be strategic. So we get into the fair, and I start looking around. Cindy's looking around, and we're like, where are all the berries? It was just like a regular old, like, you could have gone to like a county fair.
Yeah.
There was no berry theme. A few people had berry stuff. And this is the funny one. I got a hot dog, and this woman's like, you want to put my berry coleslaw on your hot dog?
Ooh.
And I'm like, no. I want to put fucking ketchup and mustard on my hot dog and be happy with it.
Right.
But there was no berry ice cream. There were no berry pies. I was very disappointed by the lack of berry.
Huh.
So I've now resided myself to, I'm going to bake.
False advertising.
Totally. We actually spent about half hour there. Then we cut out. And we went wine tasting. Got our berries there.
There you go.
Yeah.
But I'm going to make a cherry blueberry pie.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Are grapes berries, or are they fruits?
I'm sorry?
Are grapes berries?
That's a good question.
There you go. There's one for next week.
I think so. But anyway. All right. That was it. That was me.
That's
done.
Two things. I watched Fall Guy last night.
I started watching this.
Yeah, it's all right. It's a bit of fun. Yeah, it's okay. And one thing that I did find was is Curb Your Enthusiasm. I had never ever watched ever none of it, and it's just my cup of tea.
I was just gonna say, Robin, you're gonna love that show.
Just my
that
cup
is
of
so
tea.
your
It's just me. And then I've watched 3 episodes so far, and every one it follows. It's just because he wrote Seinfeld, and it's always the same thing. But this seems to be the same thing as well, where somebody invites him somewhere, or they're going out for somewhere, and it sounds like a great idea, and then he pisses somebody off that is slightly involved with the thing that they're going to, and then it's really awkward, and then at the very, very end, him and his wife realize what he'd done, that it was he'd done the shitty thing and it was his fault. And each episode seems to follow that, and that seems like me. so that's good.
I could not think of a show more in your alley of comedy in particular, because it's
dry.
It's dry, off color, sometimes dark,
awkward. Yeah,
so
awkward. And it's funny seeing the people. Ted Danson was in one of the first couple of episodes, and Mary Stingberger and what do you call him? The lawyer from Breaking Bad, Oaken.
Oh
Bob. Yeah. So he was in one of the first episodes. So it's really it's good. Anyway, game stuff. Games?
Yes, game stuff.
Shall we play a game?
I want to play a game.
You are one pathetic loser.
I am.
I know. I mean, what?
We take it on the chin sometimes. I'm not going to say anything further.
We should again, are you?
Kim, I'm just double checking on the community Discord channel. No questions. It's because Lord failed us. He's in the chat right now, but we appreciate him being in the chat.
Right. Even though he did call me.
Although he did ask a question. To be fair, what kind of podcast is this? In fairness, Lord, we really don't know. But yeah, we have the umbrella of video games, but who knows? All right, let's talk about some of the games we've been playing. I'm going to go first. I got back into Starfield. The new update came out. The content creation stuff came out, and so it's kind of interesting the way they handled it, because it is a lot of that content is paid content, but they did give me like 1,000 credits just to have to like test it out. Some of it seems kind of cool. I've been very stingy with my 1,000 credits. I haven't spent them at all. I basically there's a bunch of free stuff in there as well. Thought I would check it out. The downside to any kind of content like that is, typically speaking, it will basically turn off achievements. But I don't really care. So I loaded up a couple different mods for some additional shipbuilding stuff, some different spacesuits, and just getting back into Starfield, enjoying it. So kind of excited that they're continuing to support it in a good, meaningful way. And yeah, I'm actually paying attention to the story again. So I'm doing story missions. I have a gazillion side missions I could go on, but I'm not doing it. I'm just like focus, grasshopper.
But spend the money. Spend it.
I will eventually. Robin,
okay,
what's going on with the Warriors? Warriors
second season complete. It came down to Imola, the famous track where you called me on Skype, and it came down to all three classes: gold, silver, and bronze. It came down to the last race. It was epic, an epic evening of racing. And the three championships were decided on that night. It was really, really good. So that was fantastic. We're into actually week 5 of the Bongo World Series at the moment, and that's a very interesting little series aimed at new people. There's reverse grid stuff goes on to help some of the new people. So that's going down very well. So there'll be 6 weeks of it, a couple of weeks break, and then we do Europe, and then we do the rest of the world. So that's kind of fun. And this week starting is the final week of season 13 of Low Fuel Motorsport Championship, which is the stuff I stream through the day. I am lying in 12th in Division 2 at this moment, aiming for a top 10. The initial target was top 50, but we're doing far better. So top 10 at the end of this week would be absolutely lovely. And tonight, straight after the show, we're doing Bongo Roulette, and I'm bringing my old farts on a little bit more. So we're doing 3 races, but the last race tonight will be driver swapping. Now, what this means is you have a partner and you have to go in halfway through a race and change to another driver. So it's like an endurance racing. So we're doing a little 20-minute race. Are
you swapping cars, or are you just swapping in drivers?
So yeah, so you register for this, and you register as a team. And so the first driver goes out, and then he has to come in, and there's buttons he'll have to press to select the next driver, and once it goes into pits, there's a handover of the car. I'm only doing 20-minute race for this last thing, and it's all about getting the guys used to this driver swap, so we can do some endurance racing, like 2 hours and 3 hours and 4 hour races. And most people haven't done this, so it's a learning experience for the guys tonight. So, and that's what we're all about. So teaching old farts to do new things.
It's just like wife swapping. It's something new and
exactly.
adventurous.
Swap shop.
Sure.
Yeah. So that's me racing.
Although
away.
Really, it's not really a wife swap if we really think about this. The equivalent would be more like a gangbang. It's one car, multiple drivers on the car.
Speaking of gangbang, and not to go backwards instead of forwards, The Boys, the episode that I watched about this guy that split himself all the time, and the girl walked into the room, and here he was doing the human centipede thing. That was interesting. Just speaking of The Boys, I just don't think it's as good. I just think it's...
Yeah, here's a funny thing. I have yet to start to watch it, and I don't feel compelled to watch this season.
Yeah, it's got a bit... It's got a bit feelings.
This was the one thing I was concerned with the previous season was that they were, they try and go for these really like crazy, over the top, gory, and it's like at some point I want it just to tone down and focus in on the story because there's a good story to be told.
Yeah, right. Well, it's got a bit that way, but the story it's got a bit woke. Anyway.
Okay.
Anyway,
right.
Okay, that's it. So that's me. I continue on. Continue on. Things are going good.
Okay. Kim, what about you? What's been happening in your neck of the woods?
Not a lot, because this past week's just been nuts and whatnot. But I did get some multiplayer Call of Duty in this week. Boomer and Mike Breschler, somebody who I used to play COD with all the time, and then some work schedule stuff changed, so he's not on as much.
I have not heard his name mentioned in a very long time.
I know, right? But he got a hold of us there one night, and he's like, "Do you guys want to play COD?" And I'm like, "You win?" And he's like, "Now?" I'm like, "Okay, fine, whatever." I said, "I've got to cook supper yet," but I said, "I'll be on after that." And we sat here, and I don't know, we played probably a good couple hours of COD, and it was nice having the old group back together, or at least parts of it. So hopefully we can do that again one of these days. So.
Right on. Excellent.
Yeah.
By the way, I love the mention of supper. Supper is such a Midwest term.
Yep. Yeah, because for us, lunch is actually dinner, or that's what we used to call it when we were kids.
Well, that's the UK is dinner. Yeah, lunch is dinner.
It depends. Yeah, different parts. Yeah. So sometimes I'll have lunch, but so we had Sunday dinner at lunchtime today. So Sundays we would have dinner at lunchtime, and then we would have tea, and then we would have tea or supper at tea time.
Mm-hmm. Breakfast never gets messed with though. That breakfast is like the staple.
Right.
I don't eat staples.
All right. Hey, we got a quiz. We have a quiz.
Okay, quiz away.
I'll be damned.
Here we go.
Alrighty.
We need that.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
Might as well.
Alrighty.
You know what? We don't have a quiz. I take it all back.
You lied.
Why? Because
Here is the fucking news.
We don't have a quiz.
We don't have a quiz because I had to restart my computer. I completely forgot. I did not get a chance to set the quiz up.
Dear.
I failed you.
Failed. Xbox Head implies that Greg DeLacy's closure may have been due to a restart of his computer and nothing to do with a change of leadership. But they also imply that Tango Gameworks closure may have been due to a change of leadership. In an interview on Variety's Strictly Business podcast, Matt Booty, what a name, was asked specifically about his booty and the close of Tango and why it took place. Although he didn't name anyone specifically, Booty implied that a change of leadership and staff at Tango may have been one of the reasons for the closure, suggesting that while Hi-Fi Rush was a success, there's no guarantee remaining setup would have delivered similar success in the future. I won't get into the real nitty-gritty details of what went into the decision, mostly out of respect for the people there, Booty said, just because there was a lot of work that went into delivering Hi-Fi Rush, which was a great game and did well for us. I think a thing to be considered is that for us, it's much a forward-looking situation as much as it was looking back at my booty at one certain time. There are a lot of things that go into success for a game. What leadership do you have? What creative leadership do you have? Is the team the same team that shipped something successful previously? Do they have a track record? I don't know. We have to look at all of those things together and ask ourselves. Are we set up for the success going forward? And while there may have been factors or situations previously led to success, they may not all still be in place as you look at what you're doing going forward. Community banks are in the community, ran by people from the community, and that's community banks. Thanks, Camilla.
So this whole story, though, goes a long ways. I mean, a lot of people were upset. Tango got closed down with all of those other studios closures. And they were like, why did you close them down? They were successful with Hi-Fi Rush. It was a great game. Ghostwire was, a critically acclaimed, or not critically acclaimed, but it was well received. Same thing with the other game that they produced. I can't think of the name of it at the moment, but either way, they had a kind of good track record. But lost in all of this mix was the fact that I think it's Miyazaki was the name of the lead of the studio. He left. We don't know how many other people followed out. And I always kind of thought to myself when they closed that studio, they did it because there probably wasn't a sense from within the studio of here's the clear direction we want to go. And here, we have it all lined up to be successful moving forward. But, those are the tough decisions. This is the stuff that nobody wants to hear, though. Nobody wants to hear this. They just are angry that Tango got closed.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it. It sucks that anybody lost their job. But also, these closures happen, they don't just happen willy-nilly. These companies aren't just being like, oh, well, we just want to close this one just for the sake of closing it. They close it because there's reasons behind their decisions. It made financial sense for them to close it. And that's just the reality of the industry, unfortunately.
I don't know. I read the article and my first thought was, damn it, Tank Top was right. So I'm like, damn it, Greg called it from the beginning. So there you go.
Okay.
All right, Robin.
There's been a prominent leaker at Nintendo, and he needs bongo pants, because leaking is a serious thing that happens to men over 50. Prominent Nintendo leaker locks his account after source revealed as an employee. Pyroro is a well-known social media user who has regularly leaked Nintendo Direct announcements before their official publication. The source of Roro's information was previously secret, but their track record of accurate leaks earned them over 100,000 followers on X, previously Twitter. A new report on popular leakers on Bloomberg it was noted that Pyro and Joe Biden was he was used quieter than normal ahead of this week's Nintendo Direct, and they stated that they didn't expect many big announcements, a claim later proven incorrect when Nintendo showed new Mario, Zelda and Metroid games. Several members of the popular Resteria forum then began to realize with a Z
also
that
known, by the way, as Reset Era, just to,
Unlike previous Nintendo Directs, this week's announcements didn't have a pre-seeded web pages on the Nintendo Store. Ooh. Then users realized with an S that Pyro's previous leaks had all involved games that were set to go live on Nintendo's website immediately after the live streams, and games that were put on the store after a Nintendo Direct were not leaked by the user. This led many, let me tell you, many foretold to conclude that Pyroro had access to Nintendo's web backend booty. In another twist, Bloomberg reached out to Pyroro to ask for clarification. Over direct messages, the user reportedly told journalist Jason Schreier, with two E's, that their source works for Nintendo in Japan, but I'm sure how they obtain their information, and that the back-end booty theory is a reasonable guess. So, that's not a news story, Greg. That's a guess. They're guessing that Pyroro was the guy.
Yeah, it's interesting that a Nintendo employee was the one leaking this information out.
Allegedly,
yes.
Unconfirmed.
Yeah.
Much
like. By the way, did you see the video of the Disney lawyer that he? I guess he was going on dates, and so one of these undercover.
Oh yeah.
Shops recorded him talking about Disney's DEI practices.
Oh yeah,
again,
who they were going.
I don't think he's going to be a lawyer for Disney very long.
Who they were going to employ or not? Yeah, that one. Yeah, I watched that. Yeah, it's sad. But
it's a kind of similar situation. So this guy works at Nintendo. My guess is he has locked his account and he's deleted his account because he is fearful now that they are on to him and finding out who he is and why he was leaking. So, and sometimes you just can't help but leak. You cough, whatever, a little squirt, but
and you know what they say. You stand up there, you shake, and anything.
Hey, Robin, let's talk about my favorite topic.
Sony.
Or VR.
Sony has reportedly made cuts to VR development with only 2 titles currently planned. Sony has reportedly cut investment in VR. What does VR stand for? Only 2 titles in development in-house for its PlayStation VR headset. That's according to Android Central, which claims that 2 games, that's how you say it because it's an Android, which claims that 2 games are in development at Sony for its PlayStation VR headset, with little interest with the publisher to produce more. I wonder who knows that they have little interest. According to the publication, there will be very few opportunities for VR development at Sony going forward. A PC adapter for the headset will be released later this year. The adapter will be released on August the 7th or the 7th of August and cost $59.99, 59.99 euros, or 49.99 pounds of sterling at select retailers and direct.playstation.com where available. Players will also need a commercially available DisplayPort cable, sold separately, that is compatible with DisplayPort 1.4, as well as a Steam account and a PC that meets the minimum requirements. Well, that's interesting.
I mean, look, if you bought PlayStation VR 2,
yes,
are you happy at this point? Do you feel like you spent $500 well spent?
That it has this big cable and everything on it, and where everybody else is getting lighter, and Quest 2 and Quest 3 is better than anything that's out there at the moment, and
I feel like they abandoned PSVR 2 incredibly fast.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's but it's for the players. They care.
You actually put one too many letters in that, Robin. It's payers.
You've been waiting to use that one. Xbox has confirmed it will be attending Gamescom this year. Fantastic. A message posted on the official Xbox account on X, previously Twitter, confirmed that it would be present at the show and will have its biggest booth ever. It also confirmed that the following games would be present, with more to be confirmed at a later date. Age of Mythology, it'll be retold. Avowed, History Untold, Diablo 4, Vessel of Hatred, Diablo Immortal, The Elder Kim's Scrolls Online, Fallout 76, Tarborn, and World of Warcraft, The War Within. The announcement follows Sony's confirmation on Wednesday that it will not be attending Gamescom this year. So middle finger continuing its recent track record. So good for Xbox supporting Gamescom, the only really big gaming event at all anywhere in the world.
It's really the only big actual gaming. Well, I mean, PAX is still there, right?
Yeah, but PAX is more for us. It's for the players. It's more an EGX sort of thing, you know.
I mean, this is interesting because Sony has. I mean, they had their one Sony Direct not too long ago. What they call those? State of Play, not Direct.
Yes.
It does feel like Sony. I mean, they're light on announcements right now. I do get the sense of, and this is regardless of Gamescom, but I mean, the lack of Sony being out there publicly talking about the path, it leads me to one or two thoughts. It's one, they're going to have a big show at some point in time this year and really lay out, here's the future of PlayStation games. And maybe it's, with the PlayStation Plus Pro, whenever that comes out. They'll do an announcement and show, here's a couple big titles coming to this to get you excited. That, or they're just having kind of like what Xbox had in 2022, which is they just don't have anything to show right now. There's just a lack of content. And so they're doing these third-party deals like, was it, I can't think of the name of the Chinese game that just came out, Wukong, Black something. If I knew the name of the game off the top of my head, I would say it, but I don't. Either way, they do have what appears to be like a timed exclusivity deal now in place for that. The game was originally announced for Xbox, PlayStation 5, and PC, and now mysteriously it's only PC and PlayStation 5, with them saying, the developer saying, well, we're going to work on continuing to polish the game, and when it's ready, we'll bring it out. Which screams to me, obviously, PlayStation branding, which is already out there. So I don't know where I'm going with all this. Sony feels like they're getting back to that day when they had the PS3 launch, and they were just kind of arrogant about it. They're going to buy our shit, and they don't care. They know they're going to sell consoles. They know they don't have to really do a lot of marketing.
Yeah.
To be the leader.
Yeah.
And I'm curious if the tides do shift on them. I don't know that they will.
Shifting. I mean, it's full moon almost at the moment. It is the tide and the stars and the shifting of the oceans can have an effect on video games, and we'll be at the cutting edge of the news. That when the tides change and there's a tsunami of new games, we will bring them to you. Don't you worry about it. We'll be right there with our finger on the pulse of any climate change in the games industry. Don't you worry. We're like the Iceland of the video game news. Anytime a volcano goes off, we'll send ice all over the rest of the world and spread the news. Flights will be stopped because everybody will be listening to our news. It's worthy of it. Over to you, Greg. Kim. Now, Kim, for the weather.
Yeah.
Let's talk new releases, Kim.
Alrighty,
Speaking of the future.
Oh my God. Alrighty, your new releases for June 23rd to the 29th. That's right, folks. June is just about over. Holy cow. Alrighty, we have Beyond
I would believe
Evil,
you have a holy cow full of buckshot.
Oh my. Alright, Beyond Good and Evil 20th Anniversary Edition for the PS5, Xbox Series X and S, PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC on the 25th. Cozy Grove Camp Spirit for iOS and Android, June 25th. Graven for the PS5, PS4, XNS, and Xbox One, the 25th. Riven, it's a remake, apparently, for the Quest 3, Quest 2, PC, and Mac on the 25th. Seen something about that, like it had the highest Steam player count or something for a demo, I guess, here a while back, some such, whatever. Most played Steam demo or something like that. Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble, that sounds painful, for the Switch on June 25th. Until then, for the PlayStation 5 and PC on the 25th as well. Luigi's Mansion 2 HD for the Switch, June 27th. Neo Sprint for the PS5, PS4, XNS, Switch, and PC on the 27th as well. Oh my. Tashia for the Switch on the 27th.
Not the title, Kim.
No, I know. But actually, that is the title, but that's not what y'all put in there. All right, we'll go Itchy Tashia. Don't know if that helps at all.
She has
but anyway.
an itchy Tashia.
Yeah. That'll be out for the Switch on the 27th. And then we have Spy X Enya for the Operation Memories for the PS5, PS4, and Switch on the 28th. And those are your new releases.
Spy X Enya.
Excellent.
Spy X Enya.
Hey, Boomer. Well done, Boomer. Way to get in right as the show's ending.
China.
We love Boomer.
China.
All right, thank you, Kim, for that. Fantastic. All those games, none of them excite me, but you know what?
No.
They're there.
Good and evil.
Oh, well, you know what? Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble just sounds like something.
You got a banana in the tailpipe. They're doing that again for the direct-to-Netflix release of Beverly Hills Cop. I'm sure it's going to be awesome.
I'm very, very worried about that.
It's going to be really bad.
But I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch it. Have to.
All right. I mean, you know.
Kim.
Yes.
We play video games on Wednesday nights and Friday nights. In particular, Wednesday nights, we like to play some Halo.
Halo.
We do.
Yeah. Friday nights, Mark decides whether or not he's going to be present. And then if he is present, he'll then decide randomly some game that nobody wants to play, and then everybody makes him play the game they want to play. But that happens on Fridays. So it's basically Mark's idea is fatally killed on Fridays, and then they play something they want to play.
Mysteriously, his hair has completely regrown after being shit on by a seagull on his recent holiday. He was a target. It was like Pearl Harbor all over again on Mark's head with seagulls.
Was there a picture posted of this? I did not see it. I wish that there was. I do. All right. Robin, you're racing this week. You're racing tonight.
I'm racing tonight. Bongo Roulette is on tonight. I can't call it Bongo Roulette anymore because YouTube don't like the word roulette because they think we're gambling. So it's Bongo's Wheel of Disinformation. So we're doing that tonight, and then I am streaming on Tuesday, and we're doing the Bongo World Series on Tuesday evening, and then on Thursday I'm streaming, and Thursday night we're doing tonight is foreshadowing. We're going to do our first endurance race, maybe an hour, 2 hours of a race on Thursday evening. And so you'll catch me on my YouTube channel, Bongo Racing, at 9:30 onwards, and from early in the morning on Tuesday. So come and join, come and watch. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Boomer, you're forgiven. You were watching Glenn Close.
Oh yeah, Watkins Glen.
Whatever reason, but
really cool. I've got some friends. at that
Watkins
at the moment.
Glen. Sorry, Watkins Glen. Yes.
Yeah, I've got some friends there. Boomer at the moment. He's firing through. He's been there for a few days, and he's firing through lots of videos and images from Watkins. That's a bucket list place. Did I tell you I'm going to Silverstone? Anyway.
All right.
Apparently, they're getting rained on. At Watkins Glen. Yeah.
I can't stand the rain.
The only place in the country getting rain right now, apparently.
Yeah.
Everybody else is frying. All right. We're at the time of the end of the show. Thanks again, Boomer, for joining so late. We appreciate it. We love you. A long time. Lord.
Appreciate him.
There from the get-go, right? Lord on time.
Yeah, called me a killer. Now I feel bad, slightly.
Okay.
Don't feel bad, Kim. Never feel bad.
That's
Robin's future so bright he does need to wear shades.
Yeah.
We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. Yes, Twitter. Although we don't really tweet that much anymore, mainly because Robin is too busy playing with his setup.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm not going to do it.
Go on, Stevie Wonder me. Go on.
Stay tuned. We're going to post an audio version of this podcast. So, Boomer, everything you missed, if you don't want to watch it on Rewind, you can, in fact, download the podcast and listen to it audio version-wise. That's what we do. We do it every week. It'll happen at some point between tomorrow and today.
I'll do it.
That was backwards on purpose.
I'll do it.
Kim, give some shout-outs.
Alrighty. As already stated, Boomer, Lord, thanks for jumping in the chat. And Lord, thanks for calling me a murderer. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. Anyway, so thanks for that. Because there for a while, I didn't think anybody was going to jump in the chat. So it was looking a little lonely in there. So thanks for that. I hope everybody has a good week. Hopefully my frickin' week will calm down and it will be less exciting. Oh, I guess you call that exciting last week. I call it lack of sleep, but whatever. So hopefully this week I can get some vacation stuff done because it seems like the boys will be back in like a week's time, or it feels that way anyway. And I haven't got anything that I wanted to get accomplished done. So, we'll see.
Mañana.
So,
Mañana.
Yeah. Right. So everybody stay cool out there if you're, living on the face of the sun, and I'll pass you over to Robin.
I'd like to say a big shout out to Mr. Booty. Thank you for being a wonderful name tonight. Seagulls.
I know, right?
I like to shout out Seagulls and for everything that they do. And thank you very much for your work with Mark this week. I shout out to Pete and his long boat. I think they lost a lot of money in something that they did recently, about $1,000. I think he did something wrong. So continue that. To Mike Chin and his beautiful wife and his beautiful daughter. She's, believe it or not, a year old. So awesome. And to dads everywhere that know their dads and dads that don't know their dads, I hope you all had a great weekend last week, whether you know you're a dad or not. So fantastic. And Greg, take us home. Stevie Wonder.
I shout out to the two of you. Thank you for always being here, even though you're not always here, but you're here most of the time. Shout out to the Robin Tate Vision Fund. It's a GoFundMe on the GoFundMe page. Go check that out. Support him getting his eyesight back. Shout out to the chat. We do love our community. We appreciate you coming, even if you came in late. Boomer. And shout out to the wine country, because you know what? Yesterday's Berry Festival, massive letdown. Nope. But you know what made it better? Drinking a whole lot of wine and not paying for it.
Good stuff.
Well, that's always nice.
Yeah. Well, you know what? That's one of the advantages. Well, again, it's kind of like that you pay for games, you get for free type thing.
Right.
Same thing. You join up to a winery, you're paying for wine every quarter. They send you a shipment. But when you come visit, they'll let you taste for free. And you can pretty much taste nonstop. So we had quite a bit of wine yesterday. That made up for the lack of berries. And I will report back next week on my success or lack of success on creating a blueberry cherry pie.
Let's get this hot shit out of here.
Let's get this hot shit out of here. And it is hot shit. Let's go.
Thank you for listening to the Overseas Connection podcast.
It's a miracle we can see again.
See you same time next week.